Today, we'll be deploying an application on OpenShift using Lightbits as persistent backend storage. There are some prerequisites for today's deployment. First off, we need an OpenShift cluster with internet access. I created mine using the redhat hybrid consoles assisted installer. The next thing we're going to need is a Lightbits cluster. We'll also need the Lightbits CSI driver version 3.17 or later. We'll need the OC binary installed on a workstation to be used to configure your OpenShift cluster. And we'll also be using the web console to access the cluster. We'll be using a series of YAML files to create the various components of our application, which is a simple network monitoring app. I'll supply the YAML files so they will not have to be created from scratch. As you can see, I've already logged into my OpenShift cluster and I have established connectivity with my terminal window. Across the top, you can see everything has a green checkbox under status, so the nodes are ready to install. First thing we want to do is download the Lightbits CSI client. I've created a folder called Lightbits YAML where I'll be storing all of the Lightbits specific files. As you can see, we have downloaded bundle version 1.19. I've already extracted the CSI plugin from the bundle. It's version 1.30 and up, -DC. DC stands for Discovery Client, and that is a piece of Lightbits software that is combined with the CSI plugin to establish persistent storage. The next thing we need to do is go ahead and install this plugin. Okay. We'll go over here and verify that the plugin is installed. Go to the Cube System project, and you can see my Lightbits CSI pods are up and running. The next thing we're going to need to do is create a secret. Now, Lightbits secrets use a JOT file that you obtain from your Lightbits cluster. So we'll go over to secrets. We'll switch project to default because that's where I have everything working. We will create a new secret from YAML. You see we have LB secret here. I'll cat that out. There is the JOT file I was talking about. It's been converted to base 64 for consumption by Kubernetes. And here it is in the GUI. Hit create. Oop, small typo on my part. Sorry about that. We'll try that again. Okay, there we go. One Lightbits secret created. The next thing we want to do is create the storage class. So I'm catting out the YAML file again. You can see here that the secret name is the one we just created, LB secret. The namespace is the default one. These 3 IP addresses are the endpoints of my Lightbits nodes. I've set it to have a replica count of 3, and I've enabled compression. So we'll go not to project, but we will go to storage, create the storage class. We'll do it through a YAML file, paste that in, go back, and there is the storage class. The next thing we need to do is create a persistent volume claim. And I have actually put that in a different directory. Okay, this persistent volume claim is called Unify Config, and in the default namespace, it's read write once, 5 gigs, probably more than it needs, but I just wanted to make sure I had enough. And then it's using the LBSC, which is the storage class. I don't know if you noticed, but when I created that storage class, I put an annotation in to make it default, and I'll go back and show you that in just 1 second. Create claim, edit YAML. Okay, everything looks good. We have a bound persistent volume claim. Let me jump back to the storage class. And you can see right here, annotation storageclass.kubernetes.io/isDefaultClass:true. That sets the storage class to the default class for the cluster. Next, we want to put in the deployment file. This one is a little larger, and it takes just a slight bit longer to deploy. Go ahead and create that. And we'll sit here and wait till it gets out to one pod created. There we go. Pod has been created. You can see it's up and running. The next thing we're going to want to do is publish this via a service. Go back over to my terminal window so we can look at that file. And here's the service. You'll notice that the service is running on a whole bunch of different ports for different aspects of it. The one we're going to focus on here is 8443, which is the web GUI. It runs internally on 8443, and when it publishes out on the node port, it's going to publish out on 30,006. So again, I'll copy this. Services, create service, and we'll paste that in and hit create. And you see the Unify service. What that means is if we go to our Unify app, I've already set this up in my DNS. No certificate has been generated, so you'll get this privacy error. And here is your Unify console. Thank you for your time.